episode 177. Welcome to Steele Nazz, presented by Hedge Better. Today is Monday, December 30th, and we are joined by, from the Leverett Ball show, Leverett Ball himself. Third time coming on. Finally grew up, came in the studio, in studio tonight, right before New Year's. I'll give you the floor. How are we doing, my man?
Dude, I'm doing well. I appreciate you shouting out the Leverett Ball show. Everyone should subscribe on Apple Podcasts, give it a 5-star rating. I'm still doing my TV stuff also, doing some
comes on plugs right away. Plugs right away.
Play-by-play announcing on
doing
my play-by-play announcing on ESPN as well. So a little bit of everything.
Big dick in town.
But the highlight of my life and career is the fact that this is my third time on the Steele Nazz show.
It should be.
And actually, I haven't come on this in person since 2019 because the last time we did this, I was at my ex-girlfriend's apartment. I joined on Zoom. I was preoccupied that day trying to lose my virginity at my ex-girlfriend's apartment. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but Nazz fucked me in the parking lot like 20 minutes ago, so I can finally say I'm not a virgin. So
nice.
Big good to see you guys.
2025 coming in hot.
Everyone's getting better.
Let's fucking go.
We're going to check in with Lev throughout the time. I had a little bit of, sports. We'll throw in a little bit there, but I think we'll talk mostly fun. I don't know. Not too much to talk about on the Patriots front.
They suck.
Maybe
hasn't been all year.
Maybe tanking.
They fucking suck.
Maybe tanking.
Will Jerod Mayo be back? That's the topic.
Yeah, NFL lock of the week. I got some Celtics Bruins on here. Then I have 5 specific questions for Leverett Ball.
Oh.
What's your middle name? Because I'm going to use it more.
Britain.
All right, so Leverett Britton Ball. I'm just gonna run it.
Yeah. Wow. Britain.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So what's new? What's the craziest thing you've seen?
Those 2 chains are new. I know that.
Yeah.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen while broadcasting a game?
So you mean like doing like play-by-play of every game, sideline reporting for a game?
Something nuts that we could get into. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because like play-by-play announcing, you're up in a booth, you're kind of removed from the action. But definitely sideline reporting, you're like on the sideline, you hear what people are saying, you get more of the behind the scenes. It's funny, when I was doing arena football back in the day as a sideline reporter, you would hear them say the funniest shit. And like arena football, you're like, the way it's set up, like you're closer to the field than you would be at like an NFL game or a college game.
Oh, yeah, it's like 50 yards.
Yeah, you're like hovering over.
Right.
Yeah.
And there aren't as many fans there as there are at an NFL game, so you can hear everything the players are saying to each other.
Yeah.
So they're like every single play, they're like, I'm gonna fuck you up, pussy, like, blah blah blah, you fucking suck, bro, like blah 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 blah. The funniest thing I ever heard, I remember when I was with the Massachusetts Pirates, one of the defensive linemen came off the field and he said to like the defensive coordinator, he's like, why don't you call more timeouts? We're fucking gassed out there. And the guy said, I wouldn't have to always call timeout if your fat ass would run in practice. And like, but like when you're in the booth, the play-by-play booth, you're removed from the action, you miss out on it.
Nope.
I love doing play-by-play shit. I'm doing some play-by-play for some Patriot League lacrosse games on ESPN this spring. But I guess you hear and see more crazy stuff on the sideline. So
that guy should have said to his coach, I'm gassed from fucking your wife last night.
That should have been his comeback.
That's how it should have started. Yeah, I should have let in with that. And then maybe he would have called a few more timeouts. Yeah.
The guy, body shamed him and called him out of shape. But, yeah. I mean.
It's like shut the fuck up, but even meaner.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten pussy as a sideline reporter?
Like, you mean like during the what do you what does that
like, have you ever like picked up a chick like on the job? Has anyone been like, hey?
Yeah, flash the credentials.
Not on the job, but I do have a story on that.
Has sideline reporting ever gotten you laid?
Well, so
in any way,
I've done a mixture of different sports. Some of the athletes I've interviewed as sideline reporter are men, which I'm not attracted to. Now, to anyone who is, that's great. Do you. Personally, I'm only attracted to women. Now, I've also done women's sports, and normally when I'm sideline reporting, I try to keep it professional. So if it's like women I've interviewed who are athletes when I'm sideline reporting, or like women I've had on my podcast, I've never asked any of them out because I want to keep it professional. The one maybe the closest it's come to getting me laid was there was a college team, women's college team that I was sideline reporting for, and I like sideline reported a few games for them, and then I randomly ran into them at a bar. And one of the girls on the team was like shit-faced and was like, oh my God, TV guy, and like grabbed my ass and was like trying to give me a lap dance. And nothing happened. But I mean, it was funny because then I sideline reported like 2 or 3 more games for them after that, and she like couldn't look at me. She was like so embarrassed. And there was like one time I had to interview her at halftime, and like the whole time she answered the questions looking at the ground. So like if you're me and I'm her and she's answering the question, instead of being like, well, blah 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 blah, she was literally like, yeah, like literally looking at her feet. So that's the closest.
That's a no.
Yeah, but
credentialed professional. Answer for a no.
Long story short, it's a negative.
I ass grabbed at a bar by a female athlete that I've interviewed. Yeah,
that's nice.
So you're a former baseball catcher, a former rugby player.
Yeah.
Any other formulas we should know about?
As far as sports, or
no, just life. Just
life. I mean, I've been in broadcasting ever since I got out of college. I don't have interest in doing anything else. It's funny because broadcasting is a really tough profession and lifestyle. There's a very high dropout rate. I've met some broadcasters. A specific guy I used to work with, he said that he hated broadcasting. He was burnt out, but he wasn't going to leave the profession because he didn't think he was capable of doing anything else well. I don't feel that way. There are plenty of other professions I think I could be successful in. But while there are other things I could do, there's nothing else I want to do. So my entire post-college life, I've been a broadcaster. Like you said, I played 2 sports in college. I played rugby through senior year, and then I played baseball freshman, sophomore, and part of junior year, which is how I met you, Curry College baseball. Yeah. So, I mean, ex Division III and club.
I
Division
III
like club athlete.
Maybe like a former stripper or something. Like, did you make your way down
I've never
there
been a
Maryland?
stripper. I've never been a hooker. Never been a drug dealer. I was a door guy in college at a bar checking IDs.
Hey.
The highlight of my career doing that was I threw out a college football player who then years later went on to play in the NFL, or a few years later went on to play in the NFL.
Not bad for the resume.
Well, yeah, you kicked that guy's ass.
Here's
there
the
we
thing.
go.
Well, I didn't kick his ass. I just like grabbed him and helped him out.
He plays in the NFL now. That counts as an ass.
He's well. Here's the thing, though. Okay, like if we called the bar and maybe we could track down the like footage from the security camera, but other than that, I have no way of proving it.
Yeah, I want that footage.
So if I had the footage, I would share the guy's name, but like. Because I don't have the footage, if I shared his name, he's a well-known guy. You'd be like, you're lying.
No, you should
work on your line, like, dude.
Okay, this is actually true. Okay, this is actually true. So I used to work at the City Side Bar, which is down the street from Boston College.
Yep.
Anyone who went to Boston College, if you're listening, you know City Side Bar is the biggest BC bar ever. And there's one night, this girl, and she had a 21st birthday party. And her parents like booked the upstairs for her.
What's the name of the guy?
Well, so anyway, her boyfriend was a football player, and he brought the entire football team. And the guy on the football team who I had to throw out that night was a guy named Matt Milano, who's now a Pro Bowl linebacker for the
Never heard of
Bills.
him. Never heard of him.
He's very
58.
Good.
Absolute
Milano. He's a great player.
But he was taking beers from behind the bar and putting them in his jacket. And this was before NIL, so like he probably had like $25 in his bank account at the time as a college football player. It was before NIL. I mean, now he makes fucking bank with the Bills, so I'm assuming he can afford beers. But he started doing that, and then I like confronted him about it because this woman bartending was like, this guy keeps taking beers from behind the bar. So I confronted him about it. He started
huge.
He started laughing at me because he's bigger than me. Like there wasn't really an intimidation factor there. I was like, "Don't do that," and he was like, So then I was just kind of like took him, and I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!
Don't fucking touch me!"
And then
you know who I am.
But
I'm telling that
rough and ride champion here.
Leverett Ball. Automatically, we're fighting.
But it's the City Side Bar. If you
you know who I am?
If you ask anyone who worked at City Side Bar,
I'm over the story. Keep it moving.
But yeah,
up next.
I will say, since I gotta give a big shout out to Anton. He won the Thursday Night Football records.
Did they win last week?
He covered last week.
Dramatic left turn. We just went to Anton with.
Oh yeah, we're checking in. I just wanted to mention also Monday Night Football picks. I picked the Lions. I think 2.5 tonight. You'll be listening to this after they already won. But I just wanted to throw out Anton and also throw out
What do you think about Anton's last episode? Did you listen?
I didn't listen.
Don't fucking lie.
I don't lie.
You don't know what happened during the intro?
No.
You believe him still?
I do believe him. I don't think he listens.
You don't even listen to our own show?
Did get fired.
I don't understand the transition there. We were like telling a story, and then he's like, "Shout out to Anton for Thursday Night Football."
The story was done.
It was a big plug.
So since we're making announcements, I shaved my testicles, a few days ago. Like we're just throwing out random facts.
Now you just stealing.
Prove it.
Huh?
Prove it.
Prove it.
Pull my package out.
Fucking prove it. Yeah.
Do it.
Pull my fucking package
Prove
out.
it.
Yeah. Be like, hey.
Magic Mike wants to be. I mean, he worked on becoming in the porn industry. This could just be the beginning.
Yeah. You know what, though? I have something actually to say on a different direction. So, not trying to be like overly sentimental or bring a tear to anyone's eyes.
Get after it, dude.
But my first time coming on this podcast was in 2019. Mm-hmm. You guys have had so many sick guests since then. You have a pimpy studio now. Like, I almost feel like a dad watching his kids grow up. Like, I'm proud of you guys. And not only that, dude, but at the time, I was doing like public address announcing for Harvard and like occasional freelance TV work on local TV. Like now I have my own podcast. I'm doing college games on ESPN. So I feel like I've grown up with you. We've all come a long way.
What's your favorite word to say when you fucking like you get down to the brink of like a big game or something and you're just, you get a bang, you get...
So you know what's funny? A lot of play-by-play announcers, they have like a signature line, which I think is kind of corny. I think some play-by-play announcers have a really corny style and try too hard. My thing, if there's a big moment in the game, I just start yelling and screaming. So I won't be like, touchdown, like, his dad's so proud of him, so put a cookie in his bread basket. I don't have a fucking, I don't have a corny line like that. I'm just like, touchdown, they win. Oh my God. I just yell, but I don't have like a corny line. Like there was
Evan Carter.
a play-by-play.
I like that better.
Like I've seen like play-by-play guys who like quote a song lyric and they're like, like my old baby girl, that baseball's gone. It's fucking corny. I just yell.
I did love.
You got onions though.
When Doc Emmerich was
it's a unique anyway.
Yeah,
big time NHL announcer Doc Emmerich. I remember he used to just put like 100 different like proverbs in front of him. So it was like a licking, like kicking, like he just had everything in front of him. So like if you needed to use like a one word bang, like he just had the world at his oyster there.
Yeah. I enjoy like talk shows more. I enjoy my podcast more than I enjoy play-by-play announcing. If we're being real, the main reason I play-by-play announce is it was my only way to get on ESPN, and so that's a great thing to have on your resume. But I actually prefer talk shows more, and I feel as though some guys, if the only thing they do is play-by-play announcing and they don't do podcasts and talk shows, those tend to be the cornier guys.
It's like going to the gym or something.
They almost like forget how to talk, like not like that.
Mm-hmm. So, those are the guys who are like, there was actually this guy went viral. He was a Division III hockey announcer, which normally you don't go viral as a Division III. And normally people don't even know who you are. But he went viral because you want to talk about trying too hard.
Shit in Division III hockey though.
But so he was announcing a hockey game that had 9 minutes and 11 seconds left in the third period, and he made like a dumb 9/11 joke about how like he's like 9/11 left in the game, and like the one team that's winning is treating the opponent like it's 9/11, and it's like again example of trying too hard and sounding fucking stupid.
That one you could just avoid that.
Sounds
really easy. You can avoid that one like very easily.
And so he was kind of like the laughing stock of TikTok. But like that TikTok video of him being an idiot got more views than any of his Division III broadcasts probably did. So maybe that was why he did it.
Everyone wants to laugh at people.
Yeah. So yeah. So,
once TikTok finds you,
you're all done.
You're canceled.
We do have a little bit of sports on the horizon. Just quick Pats update.
Suck.
3-13 going to the last game. The only really thing to talk about is like, should they tank? They officially, if the season ended today, they would have the number 1 pick. So all they have to do on Sunday versus the Bills at 1 p.m. is lose, and they get the number 1 pick.
They're gonna anyway.
I was about to say
that's an automatic loss.
I was about to say I don't think there's tanking. Like they're just going to lose. They're going to try hard.
But then the Bills are secured as the 2 seed, so they're going to rest all their guys. So it's like, do we play like our C team while they play their B team and hopefully just evens out?
We play our A team, their B team by 7.
Yeah.
Yes, Nazz, I think that's very insightful, and I think we should give another shout out to Anton for Thursday Night Football. Woo! Let's go. Okay, I'm sorry. Enough of my wise assery. Yep. Oh, also, when I was being corny and sentimental earlier.
What the fuck you got on your notes?
Well,
you wrote notes down for the show?
Steele Nazz appearance.
You prepared yourself?
Yeah. So I was talking about how
more than I've done in 2 years.
Hell yeah! I was talking about how far you guys have come as a podcast. Also, Nazz got engaged. And do either of you have any marriages to announce?
Nope.
So one for
I do
three.
Not at the moment.
And maybe we can create like a Steele and Nazz hinge for like all of the single Steele and Nazz hosts.
Steele and Nazzers.
Yeah, and you guys could have like a co-hinge, and all your like female fans could just like flock to you.
Yeah, we've already done that.
And so, yeah.
You didn't see the martini video?
Hell yeah.
Me and Steele, I think, are happily wifed up. We're good.
Well, let me ask you also. So you
we're
guys,
good, Lev.
I mentioned,
Are you single?
Am I single? Yeah, at the moment I am.
So it sounds like we need to make you a hinge.
Yeah.
Well, I already have one, dude.
For any female listeners out there right now, if you're digging the 2 Chainz.
I'm kind of a piece of like swipeberry pie right now. I'm on the app.
Shaved testicles.
I'll get off the way of the Patriots. We got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Thank that. I'm so happy that went so fast. I'm
so
happy.
I'm gonna follow up with Leverett. Like, what's a go for like the first date? Like, you take a girl out, you trying to wine and dine her. Like, where are you going? Like,
I'm getting Johnny O vibes from Leverett. Well, maybe
a lot of times
a little cheaper.
Sean from Quincy.
A lot of times going out for drinks. First date, get drinks.
No dinner.
That's usually further down the line.
Yep.
But usually just drinks for the first date, hang out. Also, after the first date, like if we both like each other, I want to make plans quickly. I'm not looking for a fucking pen pal. So, and if someone doesn't feel a connection, that's totally cool, but I'd rather just upfront about that. But like the texting and
we're clipping the shit out of this. We're getting you late till tomorrow.
Huh?
Yeah. So we're clipping the shit out of this.
No. So it just and just I don't know, being. I mean, I like to go to like a lot of the seaport places, Somerville,
the baller.
Somerville. Also, occasionally some of the like local bars near where I live.
Yeah, we like local shoutouts, like gun
big
to your
fan
head.
of pubs.
Gun to your head. Where are you taking a girl?
When so it depends.
Where's your secure?
The last date I went on was at Earl's and there are 2 locations. I went to the one in Assembly Row.
Okay.
Although, I like to do nice stuff when I take girls out, although it's a turnoff to me if a girl is too lifestyle oriented and is like so obsessed. Like, I still think...
What if they're in the crypto? Like, what if they're in the crypto? Are you in?
Well, I haven't met any girls who are in the crypto.
Hot.
No, but I'm talking about... Well, I know Magic Mike's a big crypto guy.
Huge.
I think you told me once that you've irritated Uber drivers by talking about crypto.
Back in the day.
But,
big time.
There's no profession.
If a girl came up to me...
it could be anything.
If a girl came up to me and said, the SIG stays lit, I might get on a knee.
So
like right there.
I did, though. I used to date a girl who was kind of a snob about... always going somewhere fancy, always traveling, always staying in fancy hotels, always doing things that were as expensive as possible, and it was exhausting to keep up with.
Yeah.
So that is a red flag to me. A lot of people learn what they don't want from past failed relationships.
So you just kick them to the curb.
Well, if a girl's like, if a girl in her like bio on Hinge, it says like, you should be able to plan a 5-step date and cover the whole bill and cover my costs and cover this, and it's fucking annoying.
Yeah,
sounds like a you problem, Lev.
I don't know.
You just hit X.
So my ex actually, my last ex, we broke up like 2 years ago, but one time I took her to Lansdowne Pub to get beers.
Yep.
Cool place, not a fancy place.
Yeah, a little dark.
She made fun of me for like 6 months about how I took her to Lansdowne. I was like, if one of my friends got taken to Lansdowne Pub, like they would just walk out the door. It's like, well, then walk out the door yourself.
Why don't let's drag her through the mud right
that.
now.
Do you have her number? Let's call her right now.
Drag her through the mud.
No, we block each other on everything.
That's good.
So yeah, good times. But I mean, you learn. I don't know. You learn from failed relationships what you don't want and what to avoid. So
was she hot?
We had a lot of sex.
Okay.
Right?
Well, didn't answer the question, but
Yeah.
But it's hot is very subjective. Like what's attractive to me might be not attractive
fair.
to you.
That's very fair.
What's attractive to you might be
Say
to
less.
me. I mean, I guess I thought she was.
So, yeah.
I mean, she made my dick,
all that matters.
She made my dick hard. So I mean, I don't know.
Since we're on the topic, I'll just like go out right
Dick's
now.
getting hard?
Yeah.
Shout out Blue Shoe.
Yeah.
Promo code MAGIC.
Marry, kill, bang. Tom Brady, Michael Strahan, Ronda Rousey.
Well, I definitely bang Nazz. Oh, sorry, that wasn't one of the options.
was like a
Marry,
half hour
kill,
ago.
bang, Michael Strahan, Tom Brady, Ronda Rousey. Well, so I'm only attracted to women. So can I marry and
It's a
bang
hypothetical.
Ronda Rousey and kill the other ones?
I'm probably banging Tom. I'm marrying Tom.
I think that,
I guess I would say bang Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, that's.
And then between Tom Brady, well, you know what? I've actually interviewed Michael Strahan on my podcast. So marry Michael Strahan, then I guess kill Tom Brady.
Wow.
Nothing against him, but Michael Strahan, I'd say marry because I interviewed him on my podcast.
That would be if he
And-
did say kill Michael Strahan, that would be fucked up because
And-
you've talked about it before.
Right.
I will say.
But
You
and
think?
then Ronda Rousey is the only one who's a woman, so that's the one I have
You
sex
just
with.
killed a man that won you 7 Super Bowls.
Well, I'm from Baltimore. I grew up as a Ravens fan. I don't have that personal connection to
Never
him.
mind. Never
So I
mind.
do. So
How
fuck Michael Strahan.
I actually interviewed his Tom Brady's manager a couple years ago.
Fucking
Never
Strahan.
met Tom.
What's his name again?
Ben Rowitz.
Yeah, Ben Rowitz. No,
Yeah.
it sounds familiar.
Good interview.
Yeah, it was cool. And I actually, not that long ago, I interviewed one of Tom Brady's video producers, this guy, Danny Healy.
Plug it.
So because Tom Brady has his like creative media studio called Shadow Lion, where they make videos and podcasts and stuff. So I interviewed this guy,
Porn?
Danny, recently, who, as far as I know, they don't make porn.
All right.
But I interviewed this guy, Danny, recently, who's like a producer for his media studio as well. So I've met some of his contacts. I haven't met him, but I did interview Michael Strahan, hence why I said I'd marry him.
Is the biggest guest you've gotten still Antonio Brown, or did you never get him? Or you,
Oh, no.
you
well,
were in
so-
cahoots with him, right?
no,
The
he-
biggest,
yeah.
well, the biggest guests I've gotten were
Where's
probably
Strahan?
Michael Strahan and the rapper Coolio.
You got Coolio.
that's
you got-
fucking sick.
Yeah.
You got Joe Namath too.
And Joe Namath and some other people, but Antonio Brown, I never interviewed him, but I had a thing during like the COVID quarantine when everyone was bored and on social media all the time. He sent me some mean DMs, and so
That's what
I
remember.
chirped back
I thought
at him,
you got him though. eventually.
and then I screenshotted the convo, and then I posted it, and everyone thought it was really funny. He sent me a DM telling me to suck his dick because I'd like said something on like Twitter about how he was a distraction to his team. He blocked me on Twitter and then months later DM me on Instagram and told me to suck his dick.
He might have won that.
Yeah, but then
Oh,
like
he did.
but then like 3 years later,
Antonio Brown doesn't lose.
but like 3 years
Crack
later,
of the year.
he and
Leverett
I
Ball.
were DMing again like 3 years later, and I don't even know if he realized I was the same person he'd like sent the mean DM to. But he said, I asked him if he wanted to come on my podcast, and he said make pod boom. And then he's like, here's the date, blah, 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 blah. And then the day before, he said he decided he wanted to charge me a $25,000 appearance fee for a 30-minute interview, which I didn't have to pay Michael Strahan a cent. I didn't have to pay Coolio a cent. I've never had to
Those
pay.
guys probably actually have money. I don't know.
Right,
about
Antonio Brown was broke.
yeah.
No, but like because when you have a well-known podcast, you don't need to pay celebrities to go on it. So I've never paid a guest. Antonio Brown knew that, said he would do it the day before, asked for $25K. And I can literally pull up on my phone. I have a voice memo of him saying,
still respect that.
I have a voice memo of him saying in his like raspy voice, said, send the 25 and what we got to do is done. And I literally could pull up on my phone right now.
We're not here to talk shit about AB.
No, I'm just telling a factual.
He's telling facts. He's telling.
But
Oh,
facts.
no, yeah,
Since we're on the topic,
Yeah,
I don't feel any differently about him. I'm glad that's exactly how I'd expect AB
That's
to
exact.
react.
That's
Yeah.
like how I would expect him to be.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So I mean, good times.
would he be? Your
I
dream,
won't take any
would he
AB
be your
slander
dream
here, though.
guest on the Leverett Ball
No,
show? Or
he's an idiot.
Who's the dream guest?
Well,
The
so
white whale, they might call it.
I mean, the biggest. So it depends if it's sports or something else. I mean,
No, whatever you want, dude.
the biggest names in sports. It's
Who would
probably
get
like
your dick the hardest?
Lisa
probably-
Ann?
Well, the biggest names in sports are probably like Brady, LeBron, guys like that, Mahomes. I interviewed Patrick Mahomes' agent, the guy who negotiated his $503 million contract, Lee Steinberg. That was at the time they negotiated the biggest contract in the history of American professional sports. But since then, that's been surpassed in the baseball world by guys like Shohei Ohtani and Juan Soto.
Shout out Juan Soto.
Yeah, but at the time, it was the biggest
baseball
contracts of any American professional athlete ever. So, I mean, as far as people, my most well-known people I had on a while ago, as far as recently, I've had some different NFL guys.
We're asking when your white whale.
I've had some people from Love is Blind on.
Who's
recently.
your white whale?
Who's your white whale? You
If I could interview anyone, I mean, for sports, it'd either be like Tom Brady or LeBron. For music, I'd probably say like either Drake or Taylor Swift. I'm also, though, here's the other thing.
So you're just picking the A-listers.
Disgusting.
Well, you said if I could literally interview anyone.
That's fair. But, like, I don't know, maybe...
Mine's still Rachel Stein. Never has changed. That's love of the game.
The other thing is, I do not believe in self-rejection. So there's never someone...
Let's throw in the dead or alive in there, too. Like, Steve Irwin, like if he was alive, like that would be a great interview.
Are you talking about like Babe Ruth or like
fuck him,
George Washington?
There's no way you're picking Steve Irwin as your white whale.
What I mean, no, like that.
If he was alive, especially.
No, that's what I said, dead or alive. He like, yeah. That's I think that's.
I actually have a question for you guys.
He'd be pretty high up on my list.
Yeah, come on.
I actually have a question for you guys. So, like for me, my podcast has been people in sports entertainment, whether it's like pro athletes or reality stars or rock stars or rappers. I've done interviews, not on my podcast, but on TV with like local politicians. Now, as we saw during the last presidential election, hold on, both candidates went on a lot of podcasts, which is not traditional. In previous years, presidential candidates haven't gone on podcasts. Both candidates went on a lot of podcasts. Now, and podcasting is shifting where it's becoming more normalized to interview politicians on podcasts. Now, would Steele and Nazz ever want to start interviewing politicians?
Well, we already have. We
got the Mayor Quincy.
Massachusetts.
Okay. Would you be interested in continuing that?
I mean, yeah, whoever wants to come on.
So the two politicians I interviewed Charlie Baker, who was at the time the governor of Massachusetts, and then Marty Walsh, who was at the time the mayor of Boston. And those were both on TV, though. I've never done a political interview on my podcast, but I'm open to anything. People from all walks of life. So
homeless people?
Why not?
Yeah. There's interesting stories there.
Lev on the street would be a money maker.
Well, I used to do when I interned at the Boston Herald, they would have me do man on the street interviews where like the celebrities would come into the Boston Herald office for an interview, but then when they wanted like extra quotes from random people for the story, they would send the interns out on the street with like your phone recording and asking people questions, and like 90% of the people would be like, please leave me alone.
But I bet you wouldn't be able to ask the questions that you want to ask. I'm looking for more of that content.
Yeah.
As far as like
outside the Herald.
Yeah, I mean on a podcast you can do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah. And it's weird because all of my TV stuff has been like play-by-play announcing, and then all of my talk show stuff has been on a podcast. I've never done a talk show on TV or on the radio, but it's definitely more restricted. And I need to be fully comfortable being myself, asking whatever the fuck I want on a talk show. So podcasting, I feel like is the right platform for me.
What college football team you taking in the playoffs here? Who you got?
You know what? I'm already thinking ahead to next year. North Carolina, Bill Belichick, baby.
You're getting around the questions, man.
Really
Dude,
is. Really is.
Can I tell
you do this on your podcast?
Can I make a honest? Can I answer this honestly?
Yep.
I watch a lot of NFL. I don't even really care about college football.
Pick a team. I haven't watched a game all year. I'm gonna give me Penn State. I don't even know if they're still in.
Still in.
They are. There's your pick.
Penn State.
Penn State.
There we go.
Yeah.
Justice.
Doesn't that feel good to answer a question?
Dude, I don't know. I only really watch the NFL, and I also with like basketball, I only really watch the NBA. I don't really watch a ton of college basketball.
All right, so who's going to win the Super Bowl then? And we'll go up in your wheelhouse. Since we were going to preview who we like heading into postseason play after the last
probably
week.
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs. I mean, that's the easy, boring answer. I mean,
bad answer.
You see, I'm just going to throw a couple wild cards at you. The team yesterday, who looked probably the most impressive, Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings, 14-2. They're going to play for the division and the number one seed next week against the Detroit Lions.
14-2.
14-2. Because I
haven't heard a fucking word about that.
Great defense
on this show, even.
Yeah. Great defense. Receiving core has been great.
I mean, although if the Bengals might not even make the playoffs, but they're hot right now. If they somehow sneak in, it might be a force to be reckoned with. And Joe Burrow is a fucking gamer, dude.
Oh, dude. Unbelievable.
Yeah, stud.
I saw he bought his teammates samurai swords for Christmas or something.
Yeah, he was like,
That's pretty cool.
He's getting like I think he's got like is it a Batmobile or is it a? It's one of those. I think he bought.
That's
like
awesome.
I
if he's getting
think you mentioned that because they're doing Hard Knocks that whole division.
Can the Bengals and Vikings play in like the first round?
No,
that would be.
I'd love Joey Barrow to knock Sam Darnold the fuck out. That would be awesome.
Mid-game, just in the middle of the fucking scrum.
That's like I can't do it as good as the Vikings have played. Like I watched Sam Darnold for 2
No,
hours.
I think the NFC.
I can't. That guy's not winning the Super Bowl. I can't.
The NFC's so much better, dude. Like the Rams are just getting hot. Everyone healthy at the right time. Even Tampa, they won in Atlanta lost, so Tampa controls their own destiny to make the playoffs. So they need a win against the Saints this upcoming week.
What you got there?
They're in. Oh, what does he got? Yeah, just a little vape.
Yeah, I was just trying to, be like sarcastically not subtle, but yeah.
Yeah, no, don't be subtle.
Oh, excuse me, I noticed you vaping. That doesn't look like schoolwork.
Yeah. Can you put that away?
Who are the Chiefs going to be playing in the Super Bowl, you think?
Oof. I think that's more unclear. I think the NFC is more of a toss-up.
Speaking of Belichick, you're just like answering questions with more questions.
Like you're right. You're right. It's like, who do you think is going to make it? What's your favorite color? No, I mean, I really think NFC, I'm more. Well, so what is the deal moving forward with Jalen Hurts? Is he available?
Yeah, he probably won't play this week, but they'll be the number 2 team in the
So
NFC.
I think depending on Jalen Hurts' availability, I think they're the threat in the NFC. But if he can't go and they have Morgan Wallen Jr., a.k.a. Kenny Pickett, playing quarterback, they're fucked.
Yeah.
That guy literally does look like Morgan Wallen. Yeah. Like when that last game when Jalen Hurts got the concussion and Kenny Pickett went in, I literally thought he was going to throw a touchdown pass and then rip a guitar out of his jersey and start strumming and be like, last night we let the liquor talk. Like he literally looks exactly
break right into it.
Well, no, if the season ended today, the wild card matchups in the NFC would be it'd be Philly versus Green Bay, who are both like good teams.
Yeah.
Then you got the Commanders and I believe the Vikings. That would be like at least a matchup there. Oh no, they're both wild card teams either way. And then it's like Tampa and then the Rams. So I feel like out of all those teams, maybe outside of Tampa because they just don't have enough gunpowder.
Watch it.
But I think I wouldn't be surprised if any of them made the Super Bowl. Like I wouldn't be surprised.
Here's the other thing. Here's the other thing though. So I was talking about like Jalen Hurts' availability. So Patrick Mahomes is still playing, but he's been a little bit limited.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the season with injuries, like all of these teams, they're a quarterback injury away from having no shot. Like
I'm not taking any team in the AFC like real until I just see them beat the Chiefs.
How funny would that be if Mahomes went down and Carson Wentz led the Chiefs to a Super
I'd probably
Bowl?
Just turn on the next channel.
I fucking hate the Chiefs, but that would be kind of electric. If Carson Wentz
what
came
if
in,
Carson Wentz, Patrick Mahomes got hurt?
Well, he's got hurt a bunch, and like Chad
and
Henne's
then
coming in
the Chiefs played the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and Carson Wentz beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and then he said, "Remember me, bitches."
Wow. Are you calling that right now?
That'd be a good one.
Yeah,
that'd be a good one.
How about this? I'll call it right now, and if it doesn't happen, you guys can delete the footage of me saying that.
How about a gallon of milk on your head?
Huh?
How about a gallon of milk on your head?
Make that bet.
You get to pour a gallon of milk on my head?
Well, you can pour it.
You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it.
But the thing is,
if Carson Wentz doesn't beat the fucking Eagles in Super Bowl.
However many years ago, before I used excessive amounts of men's hair product, I would have been down. But now I don't want to fuck up my sick hair, so I can't make that promise.
What are you putting in there?
No, just like pomade and shit.
Yeah, but take it before you put the pomade in.
Speaking of Anton, he
maybe
his hair's blossomed. Currently,
I think milk did great for Anton.
Yeah.
So there's Anton and Craig Hines were both the first time I came on the podcast. They were here in studio as well as like a party full of interviewers. But I guess they've been busier lately. It's just been the three of you, or
they're
on sabbatical.
Yeah, they love crack.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
Yeah. So according to Nazz, the reason they're not here is because of them using crack.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I didn't say that, but I guess we got there.
No, you said it. You said
it. Favorite movie drama of all time?
So, like, favorite dramatic movie?
I mean, yeah, if you want to put it
Yes,
that
Bill.
way.
Favorite. So I've answered like none of your questions thus far, so I need to step my shit up.
Yeah.
Well, so I usually like comedies though. So
Oh
like,
yeah, best comedy. Fuck it. Fuck it.
like a lot of Will Ferrell, like Anchorman.
Yeah, you see him last night at the Kings game?
Yeah, he's wearing his elf costume.
Yep, with a cigarette in his mouth. It was fucking sick.
He's a legend, and he played Major League Baseball for a game in
That
spring
was cool.
training. And you know what? He obviously wasn't as good as the Major League Baseball players, but he did better than the average person would do against the MLB.
What did he do? Just strike
Like, he hit a foul ball during his at-bat.
That's big.
Most people could not hit a foul ball with someone throwing 95. Like, I think he played, like, high school baseball or something. Like, he wasn't bad.
You think Tom from Southie would strike him out?
Talking about Tommy Fitzpatrick?
Oh yeah, we're using code names here. But, yeah.
Are you talking about Tommy Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, it's not that.
Yeah, would he strike out Will Ferrell?
Yes. Yeah, no, he was like an all-conference Division III player.
Oh, yeah.
I was briefly teammates with him at Curry. I was just talking to him recently, actually. We were DMing a little bit on Instagram.
That's hot.
T. Fitz, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think he'd strike you out?
No.
I like that. I love that
I
answer.
kind of pay to see that action.
Although, you know what, though? You know
We
what,
might
though?
have to set it up.
I mean, here's the thing.
He's
Like,
backtracking.
When's the last time you swung a bat?
since my last college practice when I was like 21.
He's striking you the fuck out.
No, but here's the thing. If you asked him, would he strike me out? He'd say yes. If you asked me, would I get a hit? I'd say yes. Like, that's the mindset you have to have.
So we just
No
have
one's
to-
gonna
we
say,
just have
like-
to make this happen.
No one's gonna say like I'm a fucking pussy. I would lose.
We'll see it opening
Tom
day.
from Southie's already done Steele Nazz content, so I think we can set this up.
He has?
I think when the Jets lost and he was just like the fucking.
Is
Jets
Tom
lost.
from Southie actually Tommy Fitzpatrick or is
Yes,
he
yes,
goes through
yes.
it, yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
He's going to
Clip
strike you
that.
out.
Oh shit! I wasn't supposed to. Oh my bad. We're not supposed to name.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
T Fitz. Some good memories. No, you know what's funny about T Fitz? So when Tom from Southie, when I first got to Curry, it was the year before Nazz went there. I entered as a transfer. So, like, I wasn't in fall ball with the team. I entered as a transfer. And so, like, I was still kind of getting to know the guys. And T. Fitz kind of gave me Tom from Southie, T. Fitz, whoever, gave me the cold shoulder when I first got there. But then I made him laugh on our team flight to Florida by telling a dumb joke. And ever since then, we clicked. But the dumb joke I told him, I might have already told you this on a previous episode. So he was sitting next to, in like college baseball, you don't fly in like a private jet. You fly in like a normal ass flight.
Yeah.
And there are lots of people on the flight who aren't on the team. So he was
Curry
sitting.
college baseball just on a private.
Curry.
Well, don't like the different sport, but don't like the Patriots have a private plane?
They're the Patriots.
And do
But,
like,
I mean, barely better than
but do
that.
like MLB teams have a private plane? Actually,
I
don't know.
assume.
Yeah.
But no, but like Division III, you ride on a plane with a shitload of other people. So anyway, he was sitting next to like a 90-year-old woman and he wanted to pack a dip. So he kept like gesturing to me to switch with him because he was embarrassed to pack a dip in front of this 90-year-old woman. So the dumb joke I told him, I was like, oh, well, just be polite and offer her a dip. And it was like kind of funny, but for whatever reason, he was like, ever since then, we were boys.
Nice. Team bonding. Love that.
Great stories here. Great action.
Love that.
Yeah. There's also Brad Hahn, the assistant coach.
Yeah, we don't need to mention him here. I think we talked about that. Talk about whatever you want.
Well, yeah, Brad Hahn was the catching coach. Dave Perdios was the head coach. Paul Bortolotti was the pitching coach. He worked with you. There's some of the guys, Sam Barron, Matt O'Neill, Matt
Did you
Moore.
like read the roster before you walked in here?
I remember it.
He was on the team, dude. He actually played.
Oh, I didn't mean like that. Yeah.
Why? I was on the roster. I played in like 2 games the whole season. And then the next year I played fall ball for 2 weeks and got cut. And Nazz was there in fall ball. So, like, I was teammates with Nazz for, like, a week and a half.
It was
before they
the
cut my
greatest
ass.
week and a half of my life.
Yeah. So
That's how I went with him in college a lot.
sad.
And then I went and I played club rugby
That was
after
a good one.
that. I played club rugby after that for a little bit. And then
you broke your clavicle and now you're here.
well, I did in rugby. I got some concussions. So I'm
Well,
glad.
you lead with your head, dude. That's just the name of the game.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I was reckless.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Would you ever try out for the New England Free Jacks?
I did for a little bit. I played semi-pro for a team called Boston RFC, which is like a minor league team for them.
Did you guys go to the bars after trying to get girls?
Dude, semi-pro rugby was insane. We could do an entire episode talking about, because we would travel around the East Coast and like playing tournaments, and we'd stay in their hotel and party. We one time, when I played for Boston RFC, we played in a tournament in Newport, Rhode Island, and then we stayed in Newport, Rhode Island the rest of the weekend. And
a lot of psychedelics.
We went to this bar in Newport, Rhode Island, and there was a bachelorette party there. They're like, we have a private room, come party with us. But they ended up kicking us out because the bride and a guy on our team were hooking up. And like not just making out, like they were making out, and she was like sitting on a chair and letting him finger blast her.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like rubbing her box in front of the whole party. And she was totally on board with it, but all of her friends were like,
semi-pro rugby guy, like, just throwing it all away.
Her friends were like, what the fuck? You're getting married, you slut. So they kicked us out. And we told him, there were like 6 guys on our team. We're at this bar, and this is a bachelorette party of like 20 girls. There's only one girl you can't hook up with, and it's like when a quarterback wears a red jersey, she had a fucking crown on. It's very obvious that's the one girl you don't hook up with. He had to ruin it for all of us.
But was it a great story?
Yeah.
It was kind of a good story.
So I talked to that kid from my team recently, and he said, ho, remember we almost ruined a marriage? I'm like, no, there's no we. You almost ruined a marriage. I finger blasted 0 married women. But
I won't go there.
What?
No, I said, did you finger blast any girls that night?
I made out with a girl who wasn't married and was single.
Nice. Respectable.
That's respectful.
So semi-pro rugby is the place to be then.
Yeah, dude, we did some degenerate shit. And there was another guy on my team, like every time we went to a bar, he'd like try to fight a random person. So like every night I'd be like restraining him, and I was like, dude, maybe you shouldn't come to the bar. You're fucking nuts. And there's one kid on our team, he actually played college rugby at University of Oregon, and then he got expelled. So then he just went and played semi-pro. But he got expelled. So initially he got a bunch of underage drinking write-ups from his RA. But then the reason he got expelled was to retaliate against the RA. He pooped on his car and then bragged to him about it.
Wow.
So he got expelled. And
was that at Curryland?
Huh?
Was that Curry College?
No, this was a kid on my semi-pro team. He played rugby at University of Oregon.
Yep.
Much better sports school than Curry.
Yep.
But he got expelled, so then he just went and lived with his parents and played semi-pro. But he got expelled for pooping on his RA's car.
That's dope.
Way to walk off.
A lot of
I did
so
hear
guys pooping on cars and finger blasting wives, a lot of class acts.
I did hear it I through source, a local middle school in Quincy. I guess one person in the middle of the hall just like took a dump in like one of the trash cans that they have there, and I guess people have just been like going back, like just keep doing it. I guess that's a new thing.
That's like an epidemic.
Yeah,
that was actually
it's kind of like people used to like do graffiti in the bathroom or something like that, like just maybe smoke a cigarette somewhere.
I was about to say, go smoke a cigarette in the bathroom like a fucking adult.
Like that. Dude,
that was the thing also though, dude. Because before I went to Curry, my freshman year, I went to Wittenberg University in Ohio, and there was a statue at Wittenberg University that was like famous for when you got drunk, everyone would pee on it. And it got peed on like every weekend. But I remember one day sitting in the student center looking out the window, and I saw these 2 old ladies who were visiting the campus, and they like took a picture of them with their arm around the statue, like kind of cuddling up to the statue that like got peed on every single weekend.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
And it was like known as like the statue that everyone pisses on.
It was a urinal.
Yeah, basically. So, and I don't even know who it was of. Like, if it was of, I don't even know. The statue on campus that everyone pissed on.
I remember one of my friends came up and visited at one of the many colleges I went to, and towards the end of the night, it was like a 3-decker, like basement, middle, top, and these people wouldn't let us in the party. So I mean, I'm not going to mention the name. You guys would know who he is. As we were leaving the party, he's like, hey, give me that piece of paper. Takes a piece of paper, lights it on fire, so the entire fucking like those the sprinklers everything comes out. The entire apartment that was in the basement was flooded for 2 weeks, and no one had a clue who did it.
Nailed it. Fuck yeah.
You know.
Damn right I do.
And dude,
if you want to talk about like wild,
I gotta guess,
dude. Yeah. As far as like pranks, though, dude,
it's kind of random
and reckless stuff. Also, I mean, there isn't enough time in this episode for me to go. But like, I went to boarding school for high school. The amount of shenanigans that would happen in an all-boys dorm at boarding school, like there. And I won't go on and on and on with stories. But we had a kid.
How many times did you get caught jacking off there?
Never. I was very subtle about it, but no. But
veteran of the game.
Definitely did it a lot, but I knew how to not get caught. But no, but there was a kid in my dorm who people called Mousetrap because he was in a room with 5 people, and he said if all of them paid him $10 each, he would put a mousetrap on his penis. Ooh. And so he did it. And they called it Mousetrap. $50 to like nearly neuter yourself.
Not near enough. Yeah, not near enough.
I would need a lot more money.
Awful.
Than that. Yeah, but yeah.
Fuck
so
that.
there's a kid called Mousetrap.
His dick's probably
Shout out
fucked up
Mousetrap.
for life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Do you idolize this kid?
Why?
Can we talk? Can we hit him up real quick and be like, "How's your dick?"
Be like, is it still functioning?
Yeah.
I think so. I think
Genuine question.
Let's DM him on the gram.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, there's a kid at boarding school called Mousetrap.
DM him.
And but anyway, we talked a lot about college baseball shenanigans, boarding school shenanigans. I mean, we don't want to do this the whole episode, do we?
No. Do whatever you want, dude.
Yeah.
You're oyster.
Let's keep it moving.
Yeah. I went to the Bruins Saturday night. The good time.
Yeah.
Popcorn was everywhere.
Did you get any?
Oh yeah, big time.
Good.
It was all over.
Time.
It was all over the floor.
Pizza guy.
We had everything. It was great. But the game
you
itself.
were in the suite, weren't you?
Yeah, we had some fun.
Very nice. Very nice.
Zadorov, worst player in hockey I've ever seen. I fully sat. I haven't really watched the Bruins too in depth, so got to sit down, finally watch a game. This guy Zadorov, I thought was going to be like a poor man. He could have been like a poor man Zdeno Chara. Guy's like 6'7" on skates. I'm like, nice. You finally have like an enforcer. This guy, one of his teammates gets buried. He starts the fight. Barely gets a punch off. Just getting smacked around as a 6'7" guy. And then he gets a 2-minute penalty while they both get fives because he instigated the fight. And I was like, and then Columbus was dominating for the next couple minutes. I mean, 4-0 win. I can't really complain about anything else besides that.
No, coming off a shit fucking game the night before too. They looked terrible the night before.
Swayman played well. I think Trent Frederick is very expendable. I think you could get something back for him. I think he's already played above the ceiling. Everyone has been really downing Charlie Coyle. I think he's, he had his best season last year. They're clearly asking him to do too much. And then my number 2 takeaway, because I was just all over Zadorov, was Brad Marchand continuing to just compete his ass off and playing balls to the walls hockey. I think he has 12. He's up there with Pastrnak, tied for goals on the team, and he just busts his ass, man. And then if he gets any shit or anything, he does not deserve that. He's
absolutely not. He's a leading goal scorer. I think he's above Pastrnak.
How do you guys miss some of the old Bruins legends, though? I mean, one of my first ever pro athlete interviews was Patrice Bergeron, 7 or 8 years ago. And, we got a Zdeno Chara legend. I mean, do you guys ever get sentimental thinking about them, or are you kind of focused on the
I would die for Patrice Bergeron.
Birdie hurts. Chara, I'm all right, he was 42 and we got rid of him. I think Bergeron easily could have played another year, but obviously he had injuries every year, so you never know how much that
fucked up injuries too. Bad,
punctured
internal fucking damage.
Well, also with the Patriots sucking so much ass now, I mean, how much do you think that helps the Bruins' popularity?
It's not as good because the Celtics kick ass.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the Red Sox and Patriots in recent years have gone downhill. It would be perfect for the Bruins if the Celtics also sucked, but they just won a fucking championship.
Yeah, and they're probably on that. They've kind of hit a little quick slide. I think they've lost 2 of 3, but if we're complaining about losing 2 or 3
they're full on how the Patriots were. That's
waiting.
See you in June. It doesn't even fucking
every
matter.
game.
I could not give a fuck.
Someone important who's just a DNP to rest, and I'm I kind of get that. Just make I hope Kristaps Porzingis doesn't play until the NBA Finals. That guy is a walking in.
I agree.
He definitely helped us win last year though. Keep coming in for those minutes. I remember that one game he had 20 points.
Game half. 1 was there. It was electric. Fuck Kern.
I forgot about that.
Well, as far as also New England sports go, I know we kind of brushed past the Patriots earlier. Maybe is it a sore subject and you're more focused on the teams that are making the playoffs?
Magic can't stand them, but if you want to say what you want.
Oh,
no, you can have 30 seconds.
You don't want to talk about the Patriots, how bad they are?
No.
Why not, though? Because you're upset about how they're doing? Or just...
I could give a fuck less about them.
He's been a big hater since they've traded Tom.
Oh, so okay.
He's a hater.
I'm not a hater. They just suck. We're talking.
You want them to suck. You're a big hater. Come on, don't. I know you.
Whether I want it or not, they just do.
We may have touched on this earlier though, but I think Jerod Mayo is gone. And here's the thing. Jerod Mayo is a first-year head coach with a rebuilding team. It's tough circumstances. I think they could have had a bad season and he could have kept his job. I think the big thing is he's just shown like he doesn't have the maturity or understanding or experience to be a head coach. The biggest thing that I actually was talking about this earlier with someone, the biggest issue I have with him is the fact that he always refuses to take accountability publicly and always tries to throw people under the bus. He calls the team soft publicly. He talks about, I can't make substitutions because we have no depth on the bench. He said that on the radio. He throws his coordinators under the bus. Like, those are the types of guys, the coaches who are always trying to deflect the blame and throw their people under the bus. Those are the coaches that nobody respects.
No, don't get me wrong. Like, everyone is going to compare. No, it's not fair at all, but he's going to get compared to Bill Belichick just because he was the last coach there. Like, that was what Bill did well. He never gave the blame to anyone else. Yeah. Again, never give you anything. Took accountability when he had to, or basically just told the media to fuck off. No, my problem with it, I think I will be shocked if Mayo gets fired. Like, I think it wasn't a one-year deal type. That's my thing. Yeah. And they would need a plan to, like, okay, we already have these coordinators set up, because you can't just like bring in another coach and have no one else around him. Like, I don't know.
This last game is one where he just should have been like on to the next question. Carry on like 40-7, dude. Like fucking.
Well,
like,
that's
we're
what
on the
I
next
mean.
week.
There's some flashes of the team that like looks like they might head in a direction, and then all of a sudden they call like a wide receiver like fucking end around where it's like, okay, he's throwing all the blame on AVP, the offensive coordinator, but the head coach has to do something. Like these calls just don't. Then the defense have been suffering too. Then they have the same players from last year besides maybe Juwan Bentley's hurt. I know Judon went out the door, but more or less like similar guys to last year's defense that is not even close to atrocious. Like Covington's the defensive coordinator. He'll be gone after Sunday. Like he will be an automatic scapegoat. I think AVP might stick around just because he's had a lot of progress with Drake May, but.
Oh yeah,
Well, I'll say also as far as the Patriots go, I'll only make one more Patriots point because I know Magic Mike is very over this topic. But with Drake May, right? He's shown a lot of promise as a rookie this year, but let's not forget Mac Jones, his rookie year, did very well and even made so had a quarterback rating in the 90s, had a winning record. Took the team to the playoffs and made the fucking Pro Bowl as a rookie. And since then, his career has gone downhill because they didn't surround him with the right people in years 2 and 3, and they didn't surround him with the right coaching, and they ran his career into the ground. So he went from being a Pro Bowl quarterback as a rookie to year 4 being a backup quarterback on the Jaguars.
Pro Bowl alternate. Runs like a bullpen catcher.
Compare that to how he's doing now, though. With Drake May, he's shown promise in his rookie year, but they need to surround him with the right situation and the right people so he can continue to progress so they don't run another promising quarterback into the ground.
Well, and Sam Darnold shows you about coaching, too, because, he was fucking done. Yeah, I can't believe Kevin
O'Connell, coach of the year, no doubt, the Vikings coach.
Bad coaching. Also, when a quarterback loses his confidence, it doesn't matter how fucking strong his arm is. It doesn't matter if he's 6'7". It doesn't matter if he runs a 4.4. It doesn't matter if he has a 20-foot penis. Once a quarterback loses his confidence, his career is over. He can't do shit. Once you get
could get into porn.
Like Mac Jones. Mac Jones is the guy, the perfect example of he's not as talented as Drake May, but he was a promising quarterback early on in his career who had his confidence ripped apart. And now he's probably going to be a career backup. So, again, Mac Jones should be a cautionary tale for how they need to protect Drake May at all costs.
Well, Drake May, the thing that impresses me the most is how he creates more time with his legs. And I'm not even saying like he's like this burst fast guy, but he finds a way to get away from defenders for a second, so he creates more time for his shitty wide receivers right now to get open. Now, if they actually get a couple guys in the building coming next year, you'll be seeing a lot more progression. Everyone throws the Josh Allen comparison. I think he's more of Justin Herbert, like from the other day.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's like the ceiling where he can be. He's
like a smaller Josh Allen. Josh Allen's a fucking tank.
Yeah. Yeah. But Josh Allen's like a fucking. I mean, he's gonna be
like a Cam Newton fucking.
He's a freaking baller, dude. But I mean, I know we've really upset Magic Mike talking about the Patriots. Magic Mike, what should we talk about next?
The Bucks.
No.
He's out on football.
I got nothing.
You're making the playoffs, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna win the Super Bowl.
We'll come up with week 8 NFL Week 18 picks of the week. I have to look at the spreads just because like there's some teams resting their guys, there's some not. But
Buffalo's resting their guys, aren't they?
Yeah, Buffalo is going to be on the road of the Patriots. Bills are favored by 3 points right now.
But are they putting like Mitch Trubisky at quarterback?
Yeah, I think he's going to play. And they said anything's on the table. They might not play Drake May on Sunday.
Because he got hurt in the last game, or just because it's meaningless?
Probably because it could be meaningful to lose a game. Like if you play Joe Milton a game just to get him some experience. And you end up losing the game, you get the number 1 pick in the draft.
If they lose this game, if they win this game, it would make me happy. So,
well, no,
you better hope they.
Well, no, it's a big swing. If they lose, they could go to like all the way to number 7.
Yeah.
If they win, they'll be the number 1 pick.
You know what though? If they don't,
they have to win to be the number 1 pick.
They lose. They have to lose. Yeah, I'm talking in sense winning is losing.
Yeah, I'm saying I hope they win because I don't want them to get the number.
That's just all-time hatership.
Yeah, you said you weren't a fucking hater. You lied.
I am a hater.
All right,
but I mean,
Lev made me hate them more by bringing it back.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well, Jerod, Mayo.
I grew up cheering for the Ravens. I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland.
So what do you give a shit about the Patriots?
I live here. It's just interesting.
He's a good guy.
What do you think about the Ravens? How are you feeling?
I mean, Lamar, we'll see if he can take them all the way. I actually, not that long ago, I had this retired Ravens player on my podcast, and I guess it's kind of like this with every team, but
right?
It was a guy named Dan Wilcox. He's a retired former Ravens tight end.
Another plug.
But he was talking about how, he's not even close to the most famous person I've interviewed. I wasn't bringing that up to, brag. Like if I wanted to swing my dick around, I'd talk about, Michael Strahan. But but this dude, Dan Wilcox, a lot of Ravens alumni still follow the team closely. It's like that with a lot of teams. And he was talking about how mad he was that he thought they should have had it against the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, that might have been their best shot, but they still have a shot now. And as long as Lamar's out there making plays,
the Baltimore just got a tough road because when you're in that 2 and 3, they're gonna have to get past the Bills and then the Chiefs. That's a lot to deal with. Obviously, I think King Henry is a complete game changer if they choose to be this running dynamic team that they should. I'm sick of they do have good receivers. They have good tight ends. They're a running team. They're a running team.
Derrick Henry is a fucking tank.
Oh yeah, I mean
it's like trying to tackle a tank.
Yeah,
it's an option play between him and Lamar Jackson. You're just fucked. The first guy that's trying to hit them is not going to tackle anybody.
Guess what the Baltimore spread is against the Browns this weekend because they need to win the clinch. Otherwise, if they lose, the Steelers can win the division with a win. So guess the point spread of the Ravens-Browns. Don't cheat, Magic.
14.
18. Well, 18, that's a lot of fucking points.
No, for NFL, that's about as high as you get.
Which means it's just going to be like an ass kicking, which I would probably take the 18.
Well, if the Lions win tonight, the last regular season game of the year is for the number 1 overall seed.
I think it is. I think it is regardless. I think somehow it works.
Some strength of schedule fucking way.
Yeah, because they both have the same record right now. If the Lions lost, they'd have 3 losses, and then if they win, they would beat the Vikings twice in the season because I think they beat them the first time.
I'm also kind of it'd be fun if the Bengals went on a run if they really, really got hot.
I mean, they're already pretty hot right now. But
that was my preseason Super Bowl pick. So
they need a lot. They need a lot to happen though because they need to win, and Miami and Broncos to both lose.
Oh yeah, I have a close friend named Elijah Ashley who's the biggest Bengals fan I've ever met. He's living and dying for them. He's on the edge of his seat right now. Shout out Elijah.
I didn't open
I mean, it's a tough, fun times for them.
I didn't plug it in either, but the law offices of Patrick J. Foley, that's our sponsor, located in Quincy, actually, 265 Willow Street in Quincy, Mass. You need if you're going to buy any real estate, you need, some lawyer, representation. You hit up Patrick J. Foley. Also, just wanted to give him because his Super Bowl pick was the New York Jets, and that's just completely gone 180.
He gave a great end of the year Instagram post. Guys, busy everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. I knew people he was getting houses with. He's doing fundraisers. He comes on our show.
He's literally a killer.
Are we bringing him back on at all?
Anytime he wants.
Okay.
Anytime he wants.
Hell yeah.
He wasn't at JJ's Saturday. I made the plunge.
Wow. How'd that go?
Foley's was fantastic.
2 a.m. See ya.
Wonderful.
Oh yeah, we talked about it yesterday. You got the quesadillas going. You got to go next door. We're gonna give them a plug.
Alibaba. Great place.
Yep. Great
Fuck
spot.
yeah.
Fuck yeah, is right. What else is going on, dude, in the world of Leverett Ball?
I mean,
Daddy Flex.
This spring, I'm actually doing a bunch of college lacrosse. So
Boys, girls, men.
A little bit of both.
Oh, wow.
I'm doing some like Holy Cross, BU, a couple other schools. I did last year. I did a game. It was Yale against Boston University, and they were both like top 20 nationally. That was one of the most fun broadcasts I've ever done. Lacrosse can be like sneaky exciting. Like I didn't play lacrosse back in the day. I was a baseball guy. It's my spring sport, but broadcasting lacrosse can be sneaky exciting. So I'm pumped for my college lacrosse stuff on ESPN this spring. I'm also talking with some professional baseball teams about some stuff this summer, but can't reveal anything yet because nothing is set in stone.
Love that.
But then also
nice,
doing a
right?
lot of shit with the Leverett Ball show. Everyone subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, give it a 5-star
Would you guys
rating.
be open to having like OnlyFans talent on there?
Why not? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm open to whatever. Lately, it's been mainly pro athletes, reality stars, and occasionally musicians. Like I had one of the guys from Maroon 5 not that long ago. I had
Adam Levine.
I had Ryan Dusick, who was the drummer.
Nice.
Very cool.
But he was the one, when the band first started, they weren't called Maroon 5. They were called Cara's Flowers. And they had guitarists and a drummer and a keyboardist, but they didn't have a singer. And this guy, Ryan Dusick, the guy I interviewed, the drummer, his parents were friends with Adam Levine's parents. And he went to Adam Levine, was like, hey, man, we could use a singer. And he like went and heard Adam Levine sing in a different band to like evaluate him. So he's literally the dude who brought Adam Levine to Maroon 5.
It's a big deal.
Got the
Nailed
keys.
Yeah.
Back on the OnlyFans, I would tread lightly. We tried having one on once, and we had to cut the interview. It was tough.
Why? Because they're just talking about like, you know.
It was just,
It's because we know her.
yeah.
You know, there was a college professor in Wisconsin who got fired because he was making excessive amounts of OnlyFans videos and like posting videos of him fucking his wife on OnlyFans.
Nice.
Wow.
But I mean, I think
That's intelligent.
this
Have
within
you ever subscribed to an OnlyFans girl, Left?
no, actually, my main thing.
The way you were, that was a lie.
No, so
My lie detector just
I don't
went
think
way
I
off.
don't think he knows how to lie. I don't think he's ever lied.
He did this
No,
thing
no,
where he was
so-
like ESPN might watch this. I
honestly,
saw it.
if we're talking about
No,
Spank
be
Bank-
honest.
Okay, if we're being honest, okay, so we're talking
You've
about
never
like,
given $5 to an OnlyFans girl?
so we're talking Spank Bank. I usually just think about shit. I don't
insulting,
watch or
really.
look at stuff. I usually
You're a
visualize.
spank bait? You don't even watch porn?
If I'm getting myself up, I visualize. I don't actually like look at stuff online. I just think about
That
it.
is such an
you
ESPN
ever heard of
answer. Did they tell you to say
you ever
that?
heard
That's
of the-
caveman shit, brother.
Dude,
Like,
you ever
that's
heard of
caveman-
like? Do you ever heard of like the term the highlight reel when you think about your past sexcapades?
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I've even
I got that going. I got Rachel Starr going. I
it's
got
in
an
my head. I
OnlyFans
just-
girl.
you need-
All at once.
I have like
old.
I have like old screenshots on my phone of like shit that girls sent me who I'm not talking to
Can
anymore.
you pull any of that up?
Do you
I mean,
just
yeah, I
you eat the
shouldn't-
same
I
breakfast
shouldn't,
every
but,
morning?
like,
Do you eat the same breakfast every morning?
usually a protein bar. Very
Yeah. So yeah, I guess he's really cut.
He's a routine
Yeah,
guy.
he's a
Yeah.
routine guy.
Yeah.
He does the same shit.
And like I've
No
like
variety.
yeah. So
Likes what he likes.
yeah,
That's
but
it.
no, I usually just
He's straight.
What's your, all right. What's your main highlight reel?
huh?
What's your,
Like,
what's your go-to highlight reel?
well, I feel like most guys their highlight reel is like a random hookup because it's not as exciting with the same person all the time. So
yeah.
so I mean, it's like you probably like Magic Mike. Your highlight reel is you're on vacation in Cancun, and some girl is like, "Oh yeah, like I have the month off from Sports Illustrated swimsuit modeling, and I'm here in Cancun partying it up." And you were like,
Unfortunately, never
and
happened.
you were like, "I do a podcast," and then you probably railed her in your hotel room, and that was like everyone
It's
has
rough and rowdy.
Is it
Jack.
that easy?
everyone
Is it that
has
easy?
a story like that. So
Credentials.
just like what's my highlight reel? What's your highlight reel? What's everyone's highlight reel?
Good Bill answer.
And I feel like also, if you're like with a girl long term, I've been faithful in every relationship I'm in. But if you're fucking the same person over and over again,
Now your
sometimes-
future wife is hearing about
sometimes
you in the
have
highlight
to
reels.
Think about the
You
highlight
just said
reel.
a random hookup.
You have
Go
to think
tell.
about the highlight reel in your head.
You
while
should
you're
have said
fucking
an
the same
OnlyFans girl, my friend.
No, you think about
that's
it in
some
your
serial
head.
killer shit you
You're,
just
you're
said
telling
on
me
here.
you've never
yes.
laid and thought about a different girl in your head?
Of course.
Yeah. The highlight reel, like if you're fucking your significant other, you can think about your highlight reel.
We'll see how far that
Put
goes.
the notes in.
Yeah. I don't know.
I love that for you.
Big visualization guys. I know I've never subscribed to OnlyFans, porn.com, whatever the fuck people use. I just think about it in my
Porn.com.
head.
That's a wild
Wow.
site. I don't know.
ESPN answers.
Vagina.com. I don't know. I don't know what do people use. I'm a visualization.
You've never heard
guy.
of Pornhub?
Yes, I've heard of Pornhub.
Why'd you go with porn.com?
I don't know.
That was an ESPN answer.
I don't know. But no, I mean,
Yeah, like what did Belichick call Facebook? Or
Now that
something
we're
like
at
that.
it, what kind of things does ESPN tell you can't say, like on the Lev Ball show or any show?
well, I have
Are you on
complete.
strict?
I have complete control over what I say on my podcast.
Okay.
It just.
What about
if
here?
you're on,
I'm assuming you don't talk
I
about
can
this
say
kind
whatever
of
the fuck
stuff on your show.
I can say whatever the fuck I want on this
Say
on
it.
my podcast.
If we sent
No,
this,
I
if we
just-
sent this to
The only
ESPN,
thing-
would they be like, "What the fuck were you doing on
Well,
that Steele Nazz
The
show?"
only thing is like if you're on, I've done stuff on Nesson, ESPN. You have to watch what you say on there.
Yeah.
But off
I'm,
there, you can
I'm
say
a
fuck,
freelancer.
shit,
I
piss,
get paid
tits,
game by
yeah.
game. I'm not like with
Oh,
a
okay.
salary and health insurance.
Okay,
There'd probably be a stricter contract if I was like that.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Things you can
I didn't
say
know
on
that.
and on.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it works differently. Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
So with your rugby ties, have you thought about being the voice of the two-time champion Free Jacks?
Absolutely. Well, I was their public address
question.
announcer their first season,
Oh, wow.
and I would definitely be interested in.
So you
doing
left
more
and they
stuff with
started winning?
them. Basically, but their owner is Nate Ebner. Do you know who Nate Ebner is?
Yeah. they
Yeah.
did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, former
Having Patrick
Patriot.
Johnson.
These
and
guys
Olympic
were at the parade.
rugby
They're on the
player.
team.
Yeah, and so I've had Nate Ebner on my podcast. I used to PA announce for the Free Jacks. I'd love to do more stuff with them. So
we got to.
Yeah, we're the
Can we
midst of
get
a
him in?
dynasty,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
gotta strike while it's hot.
I feel like you might find your future wife in a Free Jacks game.
Yeah, we've been
Maybe.
in the locker rooms. We did a podcast in the locker room. That was tight.
And we
Really?
celebrated
Yep.
the parade.
Oh yeah. Well, I know some of the players.
we-
Does Tony Purpura still play for them?
I have no idea.
I think so.
We're Baldo.
So
Eagle.
he
We're
used
Bald
to-
Eagle guys only.
He was an assistant coach for because like he played on the national team, but like a lot of guys on the national team have like side jobs. So like when he played on the national team, he was also like a coach for Boston RFC when I played for them. So like I had
gotta
him as
be
a
everywhere.
coach. Yeah, he's a cool dude. I haven't talked to him in forever. Yeah, a few different guys.
You ever been smacked in the ass during a rugby game?
Well, when you're in the scrum or in the lineout, they literally grab your ass. It's like part of the game.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like in the rules.
Why'd you look
almost.
at Why'd you look at me when you said that?
Huh? Grabbing my ass?
He
I didn't mean to.
was visualizing. He was visualizing.
Yeah.
You looked right at me when he said it.
Yeah.
He stuck his tongue out too.
But
Didn't you say you had an announcement pre-show that you wanted to announce on here?
Yeah, don't you have an announcement?
Didn't you have an announcement?
No. You're fighting in rough. Announcement. He's fighting in Rough and Rowdy February 19th.
am I?
Yep.
Is there one on February?
Nah, I
19th?
don't know.
No, dude, you know
It
what?
sounded good though.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
sounded good.
Did you guys see
also, this may be something I already told you, but is when it comes to boxing, I used to do like a boxing fitness class at a gym, but because of my concussion history from rugby, they wouldn't let me fight anyone because like a liability issue. So I was allowed to do the class and hit the bag. But then,
I don't buy it.
But then, no. But then, like, once you've taken enough classes, they eventually let you like spar and shit. But they're like, they wouldn't let me because of my concussion history.
It could be an issue.
They're like,
I might not be able to
you're
fight.
you're
We
like
could've
one or
dropped
two more
bombs.
punches away from being retarded. We can't let you fight anyone. But
I probably had a concussion. They let me fight. You could fight a rough and rough.
yeah, but like I like diagnosed. I had one in rugby, dude. I had one in rugby.
Would you wear a bathing suit in a boxing match?
Doesn't everyone wear shorts or like?
Like that, but like a bathing
You
suit.
like that answer?
Or are you
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about like a banana hammock?
Yeah.
No,
No,
you
you love that answer.
Yeah, he's ready.
Or are you talking about like a banana?
No, no,
hammock?
no. Just a bathing suit.
No, it's a bathing suit. None more. Just a simple question.
I thought that's what all of them wear. The little shorts.
Yeah, they're not. It's not bathing suit.
That's also what you wear at rugby.
it's like
you wear like
boxing
really
shorts.
small.
Did you
shorts.
guys
Yeah,
see
it is,
that
yeah.
Lights Out Lang was supposed to fight
Yeah,
recently?
they canceled a guy. Who was
Guy
afraid.
bailed. Guy
Guy
bailed on our King's return to the ring. Redneck brawl.
Wow, what a coward.
Coward.
But no,
Bobby
to
was
answer
pissed.
your question earlier about like, you know, what can I say and not say? So like, since
We're way past
I
that.
freelance
Yeah,
on TV though, but since I freelance on TV,
Free
they just
fall.
control what I say when I'm on their TV channel. I can say whatever I want on this. I can say whatever I want on my podcast.
Okay.
Say whatever the fuck
So do you want to say what you
Yeah,
want?
say what you want,
You
yeah.
said
I
you
mean,
wanted
now-
to say something before the show.
I've let a lot of things out.
Dude, you said something before the show that you
The
wanted.
thing I said before the show is a joke.
Oh,
Oh,
huh.
wow. Oh, wow.
I thought we were getting
Yeah, we-
groundbreaking
yeah.
news.
Any,
You want me to announce it for you? Are you scared?
This guy's a real ball buster. How did that conversation even come about though?
I don't know. I think you just said it.
No, the reason I don't want to joke about stuff on the show is because people can't tell when I'm serious and
I think that's the best
silly.
part.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna
keep
they're
guessing.
gonna have to. I go back on it. They're gonna have to visualize of when you're right, when you're wrong. I
I have
that.
a big announcement.
Yeah, you
what's
do.
that?
I'm unfortunately going to be retiring, fellas.
From Steele Nazz?
I'm going to Florida.
When are you going?
Like 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
For how long?
Yeah.
For good?
No, a couple months. So maybe not an official retirement, but
You're
but
going
least
away
if-
for 2 months. That's not a retirement.
it could be.
But on a show, he's on the show.
It could be.
Since Showtime went on the long whatever leave of
Well, I'm
absence.
officially
Dude,
announced.
that was
Yeah.
a Brett Favre retirement right there.
We'll see it spring,
Yeah.
dude.
Plus,
could
dude,
be.
if you were in Florida, they could just have you join remotely if you move there permanently.
They could.
Yeah.
They could, and maybe I will.
So, like, dude, all my celeb interviews are.
Well, you wouldn't give them your big announcement, so I had to fucking fill the time.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Well, what are some big announcements? Definitely.
But I also want to go on like a Derek Jeter, like, retirement tour type deal.
I thought that was really corny.
I want to get my get my
Unpopular
flowers.
opinion. I thought that was the corniest thing ever.
Well, I'm about to do it. You ever seen a
do it.
podcaster do it?
Retirement. He's just gonna.
No, a retirement
Bless you.
tour.
Oh yeah, we're gonna.
Dude, you know
we're gonna go to
the
Irish
person
one
who
night,
had
they're
the
gonna
most
serve him
obnoxious
a nice
retirement
well-done
tour?
steak.
You know, the person who had the most obnoxious retirement tour was Ray Lewis. And this is coming from me. I grew up in Baltimore. I was a Ravens fan. I loved
Fuck the Ravens.
watching him play and say, he'd say to the team before the game, any dogs in the house to get them fired up. But his retirement tour was next level tool baggery.
What did he do? I can't remember.
He
He
announced
murdered someone.
that his legal situation was years before, but no, like his last season in the NFL, he just like announced right before the
you a murder-
playoffs
Are you a killer?
that what? Have I killed anyone? No.
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 I should have let off with that. 'Cause if you said yeah, it would have been a
opening.
hell of a
How's that not
fucking-
in your 5 questions?
I thought you guys should have interviewed Aaron Hernandez back in the day if you want to interview a killer.
I mean, that's
He would have been a good guest.
yeah. I don't know, dude. Popcorn, fucking
oh,
TV reviews.
You know what? I actually
Anything
have a
good?
theory on Aaron
What
Hernandez.
what kind of water is that, dude? It's a crazy one.
Spring water? I don't know.
Where'd you get that?
Is that Smoothie King?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
refill. Yeah.
exactly.
Way
Reusing
to
it.
recycle. Yep.
But no, dude, Aaron Hernandez. So I read a book about him. The documentaries share a little bit of information. I read this book that really, really goes in depth, and I am convinced. He got caught killing like 3 people. One of the charges got like overturned, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm convinced there are other people he killed that we don't know about off the record. I mean, this dude, because the
probably.
documentaries about him share a little bit of information. There
Yeah,
was that
we're
recent,
on microphones, but it's off the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
No, I'm saying he
yeah,
killed him off the record.
Off
Yeah.
the grid, yep.
No, and there was the drama with the actors that came out of him, but the book, it's called, I think, All American Murder or All American Murderer. I read it a while ago.
What an original title.
It goes so in depth though about like the guy that he shot outside the club had like accidentally bumped him and made him spill his beer, and that compelled him to murder a guy. Like,
Yeah, clearly
he
just a
was
scumbag.
killing people for no. He was so unhinged. He was killing people for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And like with the Odin Lloyd guy, he would have gotten away with it if he hadn't been careless about not covering up the evidence. So like, I feel as though there are probably other people he killed that he.
I
did
think
a
he
better
should
job
be a
of covering
homicide
up.
detective.
Guy was a
I
serial
think
killer.
I'm
you
Like,
convinced
You should
he was
start
accused of shooting someone at fucking Florida, but there wasn't enough evidence, so they just went unsolved.
You should
He was
start a video
He was
podcast
interviewed by
of-
the police about a shooting in fucking Florida when he played at University of Florida. I think he's killed a lot more people than we
You
know.
should start a video podcast, like a true crime video
dive
podcast.
on this?
Lev Ball. No, just like anything. Like you could do that one too.
Those
But
are like
Although
solve the crimes
true
these days.
crime genre, though, it's a little like it's so popular now. Like everything I see on Netflix is about true crime. I'm a little
it's
burned
a
out
hot-
with the true
hot
crime.
topic.
Yeah, it's always like
people love death.
it's like a background story on some scammer, and it's like, well, he became a scammer because his parents didn't love him as a child, and that put him on a bad path. Like, all these documentaries about
I watched the new Squid Game fucking season 2.
Ooh.
A lot of deaths on that.
Haven't
You
caught
want to
that
talk
yet.
about true
Pretty
crime?
Was it
This
good?
is
It was good.
you want to talk about
It was
true crime?
it was different than the first one.
Well, and
like first season.
I was rambling about Aaron Hernandez, but as far as on the topic of people who have killed people, the health insurance CEO shooter, Luigi Mangione. So I mentioned that I'm from Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was
Couple times.
the valedictorian at the Gilman School in Baltimore. I never went to school there, but that school is literally like across the street from my dad's old house.
Oh, wow.
And Luigi Mangione, actually, he played baseball at Gilman.
I didn't even know they named kids like Luigi. Like,
But not
many left.
But dude,
he
played baseball at Gilman, and Gilman, the baseball field at Gilman was used for all of the local Little Leagues. So like that same field he played on, like I played on growing up in Little League.
Hit any dingers?
Well, I was slow and there wasn't a fence, so I'd like crush one and then end up at like second.
What are you getting at? Is this like something you're going to lead with on a first date? Like I played on a Little League field?
No, but I'm just saying though, like,
and
so this dude, he's 6 years younger than I am, so our paths never crossed, but like he went to high school.
You guys could have been best friends.
Right where I played Little League baseball, like it's across the street from my dad's house. And that's just, I just found that so random, but this dude,
maybe you're an accomplice.
He was the valedictorian.
You sound like you need to be getting questioned, brother.
He was the valedictorian at the Gilman School, went to school at fucking Penn, and then was a teaching assistant at Stanford.
Oh, wow.
Which I think
know an awfully lot about him.
Well, this was like
what's his social security number?
Yeah,
no idea. But no, I just thought it was so random that he like went to high school across the street from where I grew up.
Yeah, it is very random.
Yeah,
you living across the street from a school nowadays. I don't know if that'd be something you're into.
What a guy! What a guy! Fuck you.
Hey, Leverett.
To quote Antonio Brown, suck my dick.
There we go. Leverett, appreciate you coming on, man. Episode
Fuck
177.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Did I mention
else?
the Leverett Ball show?
Yeah, once or twice.
Oh yeah.
And you're from Baltimore.
I'm gonna tune in.
Yeah, like
fuck yeah.
You're a straight male.
Yeah.
Lives in.
Visualizer.
Yeah, visualizer. Lives
Highlight reel.
North of Boston. We didn't even really get into you living in the slums of Worcester, Massachusetts.
I did for a hot minute. I'm in back in Boston now, but there's a little stretch when I was like doing broadcasting work all over the New England region, and Worcester was like right in the middle, so it's conveniently located and cost like nothing. I saved a shitload of money. I did live there for a hot minute. I don't miss it. Most of my friends are in Boston, so I was kind of isolated when I lived there. But yeah.
No, actually, last question. Sponsored by the law offices of Patrick J. Foley, located 265 Willard Street, Quincy, Mass. Get out there. You know the deal. Longest trip you've made to a gig?
Ooh.
Like by car. We're not talking planes.
Oh, because when I did the Baltimore Orioles shit, I flew.
Yep.
But
like give me like a nice grind story. Like I got fucking out there.
Well, so actually, I shit you not. So when I graduated from Curry College, I did like a postgraduate intern program at the Boston Herald, which was like a 6-month thing. But then after I finished that, I was actually unemployed for a while because broadcasting the field is really competitive.
It's tough, dude.
You have to eat a lot of
tough
shit
deal.
and fail a lot before you get any opportunities.
It's really tough. Yep.
And so as far as the grinding story, when I was unemployed, I was able to get in touch with the athletic department at American International College in Springfield.
Yeah,
and they didn't have a TV contract, but they were like internet streaming their games. They needed a play-by-play guy, but they're like, it's not in our budget right now to hire anyone. And at the time I was doing nothing with my life and I didn't want to give up on being a broadcaster. I didn't want to get a normal job. Fuck that. So I actually would drive. I was living in Boston at the time. I would drive 2 hours each way, 4 hours round trip to do play-by-play for AIC Division II basketball internet stream for free.
Hell yeah.
So it's like 4 hours a day of driving to broadcast for free.
That's grinding.
That's fucking grinding.
You're a killer.
I was like,
That's
and that was
grinding,
before
man.
I did stuff on ESPN. That was before I had a podcast. I was like traveling 4 hours round trip to broadcast for free and then also work as an Uber driver an extra 40 hours a week. I'm like, I'm going to do whatever the fuck it takes. I had a couple people in my life have like an intervention with me about like, you're not going to make it as a broadcaster. Stop wasting your life. Well, what hurt was I had a couple like relatives who said that to me, and I literally told them like, "This is what I'm doing with my life. You don't need to be part of my life anymore if you can't get on board with that." That I literally
Yeah, like support me.
it's like you're on board with this, or I don't know you. And it's just actual relatives. I said that to. I mean, and so
That's a killer.
So that's I mean that's kind of that's the mindset you have to have if you want to make it a really competitive industry.
What's the end goal?
I mean, the end goal. Keep broadcasting sports, keep advancing my career in that, and then also keep growing my podcast, keep getting bigger and bigger guests, keep getting a bigger and bigger following, keep making more and more money off the sponsors. I mean, if I could do anything, I would just do my podcast as a full-time job. but it's harder, much harder to make a living off a podcast. I have to do a lot of my TV stuff, in order to pay the bills. But also the fact that I've done TV stuff on ESPN, that makes people take me more seriously. So that actually helps my podcast. Because when I hit up pro athletes, like, want to come on a podcast, they're like, who the fuck are you? Have you done anything? I'm like, I've done stuff on ESPN. They're like, cool. So the TV stuff actually gives my podcast more credibility.
Yeah.
So it's better to say I do stuff on ESPN and I have a podcast versus like I have a podcast and I'm a visualizer, so yeah. But
I love the vision. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could do anything,
jerk off to that
it
tonight.
would be like doing like the Pat McAfee show where he does his podcast every day as his full-time job, someone like that.
So that's the dream. Get the McAfee.
Not to literally be like Pat McAfee, but if I could just do my podcast and only interview celebrities and do nothing else and make a shitload of money, I mean, it's the fucking life.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, sounds wonderful.
Sounds like a dream.
I can fuck with that. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate having you on, man. Big shout out, Happy New Year's. I think Christmas just came around, and what's up?
I can't believe we didn't. I'm flying to Colombia tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about
but
that.
I wasn't gonna. Yeah. I wasn't gonna use that as excuse to not come down. I'm traveling tomorrow. People have all kinds of cute excuses for not doing shit.
What are you looking forward to most in Colombia?
Well, so I'm going with my dad, my uncle, and my cousin. And my dad likes to party, but also goes to bed early. So, like, he'll come out to the bar, but he'll call it a night early. And then my uncle and my cousin, they're great dudes. I'm really close to both of them, but neither of them drink at all. So I might have to, once the clock hits a certain hour, I might have to be my own wingman at the bar.
Do they do drugs?
From what I've heard, they do quite a bit. I'm not gonna like put some in a bag and shit it out when I get back. If that's what you're asking.
Would you pay for sex?
No,
Let's see where it takes him.
So here's the thing, though. Okay, when I was in Worcester, when I stopped at a red light one time, a prostitute offered me services. I said no, thank you.
Gentlemen.
I think they're going to be a lot more attractive in Colombia and reasonably priced.
But think about the STD risk, dude. I'm all good.
What a gentleman.
Yeah, shout out to Pete.
Not a gentleman, just don't want to get fucking herpes or crabs.
Yeah, Worcester's a no-go. You shouldn't fucking do
Shout out
that
to Pete from Braintree. Our guy there loves Colombia.
Loves Colombia guy.
A lot of stories.
Beautiful
What part
place.
of Colombia are you going to? Medellin?
Starting out in Bogota, kind of bouncing around.
Okay.
Nice. How long? Is it like a week stay or a couple weeks?
It's like a 10-day trip.
Nice.
It's funny. One of my buddies from high school is in Colombia right now. And I saw him like on his Instagram story shotgunning a beer in Colombia. And I'm like, oh, dude, we got to hang out when I'm there. But he's like leaving the day I get there. And there are going to be a lot of like hiking and exploring and fun stuff to do with my relatives during the day. But I might be kind of going solo when I'm hitting the bars later at night.
If you end up getting a lady of the night, will you tell us?
Of course.
Thank you.
Of course.
And don't be worried. They're clean.
Sounds good to me.
I mean,
That's a good one to end on.
If I ever knocked someone up, I'd be like, it wasn't me, it was Magic Mike. You get a massive child support bill sent to you.
From out of nowhere.
Yeah. You have to pay for my transgressions. Yeah.
Love that. Well, thanks so much, love.
I do the same for you, though, if you knocked up a girl.
thank you.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah, podcasters. We're in this together.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Good stuff.
Woo! Hell yeah.